8 Sports. Coming up, Pro Bowler Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders take on the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the former Texas Christian University Horned Frog, Andy Dalton.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The numbers last week for Bernard, 12 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton looking for his tight end Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Johnson, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And he completes it to Jordan Nelson. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Following the penalty, Lynch. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll go for it. It's Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Seth Roberts, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Forbath out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position. And I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league. But the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. 4-time Pro Bowler Derek Johnson. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Dalton gives to Bernard. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. In on the stoppage to hear Whitehead.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
False start, offense.
And that'll set him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. sack number 15 for him on the year.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Here's Kevin Huber now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And taken at the 46. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed.
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A very solid gain of 27. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. Here's how they'll line things up on the defensive side of the ball for Oakland. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Dalton operating in the red zone now. And he's got it. And he's brought down. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run here with Bernard. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front? Give him at least a stalemate in order to find that space.
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't it? Janikowski good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. Wide open receiver complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, the tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
10 more there and another first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake. They've taken care of that early.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. It's a tight game here early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football, but they face a second and long to start things out. Play action. Now it's Carr. Caught by Nelson left side. A very solid gain of 27. That connection with Jordy Nelson coming on the drag route.
Hard to believe that he was a walk-on.
Yeah, Kansas State.
It's so hard to believe that people missed entirely on him. But how about his ability to work and run any route you need? And that completion is evidence that it doesn't matter what you call, he's going to find a way to get open.
Walk on at Kansas State. Now the locker rooms are named after him there. Into the red zone. It's Carr. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Dominic Easley coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Carr to throw on second down. Caught by Nelson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now a play fake. Carr. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Oh, that's heading right for that. Cannot connect. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll run it here with Braun. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big one.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Right back to him on 1st down. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The first carry for the second-year man, Joe Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Carr. Wide open, Amari Cooper. 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, 79 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Forbath out to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the Raiders have got him.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Dalton here from the gun. He drops it off for Bernard. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's a gain of 5, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. He's delivered a solid performance so far here in the 2nd quarter.
Everything has been good for him. And right now, if you're on defense, you don't want it to go to great. So you have to just change up coverages and looks on him all the time. Press coverage sometimes, back off and play some man, show some zone, double team him, make him really work for each and every catch.
He's hit the end zone once. Maybe there's more in the tank. They start the drive with Lynch. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. So after the run by Lynch, here's another 1st and 10. On first down, Carr. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Intentional grounding, offense.
In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Carr gives to Lynch on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Carr. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They'll take it at the 42. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Raiders defense getting ready. And they've created a major first-half storyline with the pressure they've been able to create.
And I know that the good teams adjust.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. A first down throw coming for Dalton. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. Bruce Irvin in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. From the gun, Dalton. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. On now, Sebastian Janikowski against his former team. He's the all-time leading scorer in Raider history. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Get down, get down. 180. Low, low, low. 29. Yeah, 98's down. 58, 98.
The final shot here before half for Carr. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front as well. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down? The offense or the defense? Let's face it. If you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On play action, now Carr. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Carr now on 1st down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
We're good. Get set. 180. Later 8. We're good. Express.
Back to the ground. This time Lynch. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
Kill. Right down.
They'll run for it. Lynch. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. And the grab by Croft. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been terrific so far. And this will be taken at the 13. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again, we get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll try to get something going with Marshawn Lynch. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Carr now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Carr. And he'll sling that one in there. Complete to Cooper on a comebacker. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
First down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Carr gives to Marshawn. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now Carr. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Carr now on 1st down. They set up the screen to Lynch. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. For a 1st down screen pass, good for 5. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
29. One day, down. 280.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Right down.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Bengals have recovered it.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. And yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
They go play action here on 1st down. And Beasley with it over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Andy Dalton now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Dalton throwing on second down. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. Andy Dalton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Dalton here from the gun. He hits Beasley right side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Dalton operating in the red zone now. To the left side here for Eifert. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Juked him. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The Bengals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton staying on his feet. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I'd love to know what he's saying in the huddle now to his guys up front, because it's been a steady stream of pressure on him this entire game. That time, able to avoid the sack, but he's got to talk to his offensive line and say, guys, just a couple seconds extra, please.
And Janikowski bangs it through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Carr to throw on 2nd down. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. Carr now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Lynch running the counter. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. So the solid run on 1st, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all on your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. They'll run again with Lynch. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Michael Johnson.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
Down.
Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the 1st down yardage. It's a 1st down, and he's also over 190 receiving yards now. What a game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. First down, the run with Lynch. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Time for a break. Oh, what a catch there by Cooper. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st down in field goal range already. Carr going to look to throw. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Easy, kill. Down, 180. 618.
Back to throw, Carr. Eluding the pressure right. And this is incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Now Carr. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. Yeah, they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run with Lynch. Flashed a nifty move, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Lynch, the lone man in the backfield now on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold them to 3 to keep this a 1-score game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. To throw his Carr, and this is caught, and that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Now Carr, and that's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. And Eifert has it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Dalton to his big target, Eifert, for the Cincinnati first. And under 20 seconds now as the spike comes with 18 ticks remaining. And they don't get the reception, incomplete. So now they're down to 17 seconds remaining.
Okay, get ready for something coming back.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
He's back to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. 5 seconds. 4 seconds.